Boom! Hello everybody, and welcome to Civilization 7 Live. Not gonna lie to you, a little bit of an impromptu stream today. Because of course, as you can probably tell by the title and or the description, it's Civilization 7's patch update day. Seems to be a monthly thing these days. This is of course the August update. So what I'm gonna do is let this count down for at least a couple of minutes. I might be even so bold as to say that I can beat it. In other words, we'll start before the 5-minute countdown is up. But nonetheless, I'll just give you a moment to tune in. I'm going to grab a very quick cup of coffee from the kitchen behind me, and then we'll get started. But before I do that, hey Devilish. How you doing? First. And not even a bot. A real human being in first. I hope Texas is treating you well. I will be right back. Right back. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Welcome in, early birds. How did I do with the timer? Oh, very well indeed. Okay, let's jump over to the gameplay. And, bear with. One moment, bear with. Uno momento. There we go. Okay, good. A white monster and an effort mood. Amazing. I've got Creed, a white monster out. Okay. Alright. Welcome in. Let's formally kick this thing off. Welcome, of course, to Civilization 7's patch update day. A brand new update just rolled out. I'll chuck the notes down in the description below. It's a smaller update than months gone by. Somewhat building on previous ones. I made a video about it yesterday, so apologies if I'm repeating myself. And I'll probably have to repeat this as we move through, but I'll say it now nonetheless. The patch update notes are linked below if you'd like to delve into them fully yourself. For now, let's start up a game. And if you would like to give your suggestions on who I should play, leader or civ, chuck them in, because it's pretty free and open at this point. First time on a live stream. Solid unit, solid until liquid before gas. Welcome. And welcome into you too, Robert. Long time, first time. Brilliant stuff. Alright, maybe you can help me decide then. I've played a lot of Ada Lovelace. I haven't finished yet a game with quite a few leaders, which is embarrassing. All of these ones down here. Well, most of them, actually. I think maybe one or two I have, but I must have been playing offline because they haven't leveled up. You and one of the Napoleons as well. I think red. I can't remember. The big thing with this update was wonders. Wonders, age transitions are a little smoother, and some quality of life improvements. I'm starting this stream a little bit late. My bad. But nonetheless, I think I need to try and build up some wonder momentum, try and lean into today's update as much as possible, and therefore pick somebody who either has maybe culture or science, like Catherine the Great here. There's the obvious one. Where are you hiding, Hatshepsut? You're one of these faces. One of these faces is not like the others. There's also... There you are. There's also one more that I might add to my shortlist. So Hatshepsut gives 15% production towards constructing buildings and wonders on cities adjacent to navigable rivers. Honestly, not the greatest. I don't particularly like her, but, you know, it's always an opportunity. 20% culture, but minus 10% science, fixed double during a celebration. Himiko, a little bit confusing, no? Just a little. Oh. First column. Third row. First column. Second column. Fifth row. Give me your battleship coordinates and expect me to sink the leader? Goodness gracious. Second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, Batuta. Played a lot of Batuta. Nailed that pronunciation too. I'm going to give him a hard pass. What was the other one? First column, third row. 1, 2, 3. Charlemagne. A wonderful choice. Military. Is that new? Military and science buildings receive +1 happiness adjacency per quarter. 2 free cavalry units and 5 combat strength on said horses. Not really the cultural behemoth that I'm after. You don't know the names? It's fair. It's fair. I only know them because I've covered them too much. And now I'm getting GTA San Andreas cheat codes. Left, right, left, up, left, down. Circle, circle, XX. Now I've got unlimited money in a 6-level wanted star. 6 wanted stars, I mean. Let me see. Is there anybody who jumps out at me? Any old person? Trung Truck received a unique commander in the update before last. Probably not a reason to play her. I feel that war support symbol is different too. Something looks odd there, but hey, we're not here to pick out the tiniest little changes. Really not a lot of cultural dudes. 50 culture and 100 gold per age when you create a trade route. I think my shortlist, I mean, Ada Lovelace is just always good, but I played her last time, so I'm gonna sidestep her a little bit. We're looking for something that is both sciencey and cultural though. Of course, devilish. Augustus, always good, kind of build out towns, loads of new towns in the game these days compared to what it was at launch anyway. +1 science per age on production buildings. just the solid All-American, All-Star Benjamin Franklin. Or Catherine D. Great. Like Kermit D. Frog, but less green. I think that's my shortlist. I think it's going to be Catherine, Franklin, or Charlemagne. I could chuck in a poll, but we don't have a... I mean, there's a few people watching, but we don't have a massive number of people. So the votes are probably... you know... It's probably only going to be like 10 in each category. I could follow Robert's cheat code from Charlemagne and go left. I'm going to have to assume it links through. Right, left, right, up, down, down. OMG, I ended up in the same space. I hear a Catherine, who's still level 1, so I do kind of like her. What do we get? +2 age... +2 culture per age. On display, great work. Buildings with them get an extra slot. Cities and Tundra get science equal to 25% of their culture. That's kind of cool, and I haven't leveled her up. Or another vote for Charlie, baby. 2 free cavalry units. Once unlocked when entering a celebration. 5 combat strength during a celebration. Military and science buildings. You know... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're being outvoted. I haven't played Catherine that much. I mean, I do just want to try and get some of these new wonders. I've got the patch notes open next to me. I'm going to try and pick out some powerful ones if I can. Actually, let me just chuck them up on my extra monitor so that I can just read them along with your chat. I think the Great Steel has been buffed. And, like, maybe 5 others in this age? Where are we? Antiquity Age Wonders. The DLC one. The Bell. Gate of All Nations. Nah. Maybe not so much. Added a base yield of 2 happiness, though. I'm playing without mods. Yeah, I'm a purist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me start with an extra $200 and chuck in... I don't really think the second one matters so much. What are we doing as Catherine? We want great works. Terms of culture studying civic masteries. 1 culture for every army commander. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of great ones unlocked, do I? 1 culture attribute point. Get the worst benefit of all time. Let's do it. And otherwise, yes, you're absolutely right. We're loading into a pure Civilization 7 experience. The unadulterated... I always play without mods. I'm embarrassed to say. And what I'm not embarrassed to say is thank you to Devilish. Thank you, Devilish, for the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. Catherine's pretty great. I mean, that joke wasn't great, but your $2 donation is. Thank you, my man. Let's roll through into the Antiquity Age. The question now becomes, which civ do I want to choose? Who do we want to buddy up with? The old scroll bar face Catherine here, who I feel should be probably standing maybe 2 steps to the right, but I'm not a photographer, not my problem. Okay. Historically, the game is recommending either Rome or Greece. No, I am not German. Wie geht's? Wife and I just started playing Civ 6 multiplayer on LAN and it's been ridiculously fun. That is so cool. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of your multiplayer jaunts. Okay, so here we have sort of 2 buildings, create your unique district, happiness, base culture, rough terrain. Yeah. Rome, I've played with a bit. They're obviously quite good. Very good with the towns mechanic. I'm kind of feeling like something a bit different today, though. I don't know. Let's see what we've got. Aksum, not so keen on. Paisley Trees kind of agree on Assyria. I actually didn't think about Han at all, though. Capital and town gain additional population with their first growth, which is always nice. I love the unique bow. The Great Wall. The Great Random Wall. Build little pieces of it everywhere and watch the way that they orient themselves. Yeah. It's fun. Assyria gained a technology upon capturing a settlement for the first time. Codices aren't awarded for technologies and are instead awarded for conquest. And then we have some production and some science and some codex slots. Assyria, you're on my shortlist. Congratulations, you've made it. Carthage, always fun, maybe not this time around, given the limited city real estate. Egypt, yeah, I think they're a very mid-civ, but they're there. Han for the Great Wall. Oh, the unique people. Yes. Though, which is basically just gambling. Let's be real. Could get I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there is, for lack of a better word, a great engineer buried within these great people often. I assume in every age. You were trying to recommend Assyria, not AGUSUT. I hear you, I take you, and I appreciate it. Mods are all messed up because of the update. Yes, James. You could try, I suppose, launching online and not downloading the new patch. Otherwise, I don't really think there's a great solution to that except wait for the mod makers to sort them out. The random Great Wall? Oh man, we're really torn. Sounds like we're torn between, indeed, Assyria and Han. Again, I could put up the poll. I'll probably be okay to just decide amongst ourselves. Which one do I want? Unique cavalry unit. Unique army commander. +5 strength against districts. Yeah. 3 science. Rivers, flat terrain. Okay. Versus, hey Han, a great bow unit. Oh, we basically already know all of this, actually. This is quite straightforward because we've discussed the Great People. We've discussed the Great Wall. I do not have a chance at an engineer, though. Right. Thank you, Ethan. The main thing is science and influence, which actually are both perfectly acceptable yields. So, we'll take it. Let's do the random Great Wall. We're going as Han. Difficulty-wise, I mean, deity is always the obvious one. If I want to play a wonder game, though, maybe I don't want the AI to cheat quite that much. Maybe I'd chuck it down 1 to immortal. I think anything lower than that, we don't need to mess with. The faster the game, the more difficult it is, I believe. But I also love a fast game. Let's go quick. Map type, I might leave it up to the gods. Shuffle. Which is frustratingly not the last option. Nonetheless, I'm doing it. Small map, probably fine. Jumping into the advanced options, of course these have changed a lot over the many updates that Civilization 7 has seen in the last few months. Do I want to change anything here? I think I don't like the crises. Shut all of those off. And then I'll turn off wonders of the... No. We'll leave that on. Players, random is fine. Let's get into it. Boom. Really excited to get into Civ 7, but your second computer has no chance of playing it. Is it a crap top? I was in a similar situation a few years ago, and the crap top really couldn't handle much. But it could handle Factorio multiplayer. And I spent like 10 hours playing this one game of local co-op Factorio with one other person. It was extraordinary. Great game if you like, pretty sort of gritty factory games. Nonetheless, this is not a Factorio live stream. You'll be very grateful for it. It's actually for a much better looking game in Civilization 7. We're playing as Catherine the Great of the mighty Han Empire. Purely down to your recommendation as well, Paisley Trees, excuse me, tripping over your name. Just took the 2 that you suggested and we ran with it. Let's do it. I don't think I've ever played this combo either, so another new option for me. Right, you may remember I picked the cultural point to get the outstanding +1 culture per age on my palace. Yeah. Of course, we're going to work towards these in future, so I'll try and make that a goal. I also start with 200 bucks, which I almost always just use to buy a settler. And I'm basic, so I'm just going to settle where the game recommends. What have we got? 15% gold. 3 production on hides, and what does hardwood do? I think it's boats. It is 20% production towards naval units, and 10% production towards wonders in tundra. Okay. We can work with this. This is broadly workable. Devilish, thank you for your super chat earlier, my friend. Would you like to give me a city name? Or shall I just do what I always do and just put Pia or Opolis on the end of people's name, because I have the creativity of a piece of gibwood left out in the rain? Alright, I'll go with the first one. Paisley is fine. Paisley is a great adjective, by the way. A little bit niche. The kind of adjective that even English speakers might have to look up, which makes it a great word. Slowly spreading, just micro-literacy everywhere you go. Technology tree-wise, there have been a little bit of... actually, maybe quite a few changes here. As part of this update 1.2.4, again, the August patch update that rolled out this morning, local time for me, they've shifted around some of the wonders within the tech tree, etc. They've changed the production costs, they've changed where you can place them, and the yields that they deliver. Whew, that's quite a mouthful. I'm probably not necessarily looking for any particular one right from the start. Hanging Gardens, +1 expansionist attribute point. I believe that's new. I get my unique unit right off the base. Kinda tempting. Resources-wise, I think I'm going to need plantations and camps. We also start near the sea. I probably need all of these. I'll just get the... we'll just go down the middle. Alright. Granary? No. I want at least one more scout, maybe 2. I always make the old mistake of ignoring the scout, but it should not be done in this game. You're not in Civ 5 anymore, Dr. Ropata. The search function, by the way, another little underappreciated gem of Civilization 7, I think. Okay. 15% gold to start with. Make me like 1 extra. Are there any particular tiles I want to reach out to? Probably just the 3 production, or the 2 food 2 production. So I'm going to skip the jade for now and place a farm here. Oh, and I get the double Han growth. Haha, we multiply. The expansionist was always there. I'm a noob. But Colossus gets the wild attribute. You know what? I've got the patch notes open right next to me. I could also just read them alternatively. I'm sorry. What have we got? Oracle. Increased bonus culture from narrative events from 10 to 20 per age. And added a wildcard attribute point there. 2. The Wei Yang Palace has been moved to the Civic Mastery. Ha'amonga Amaui can be placed in any biome. Great Steel, Gate of Nations, a little bit of a nerf. I'll take the 2-2. The 2-2. Very good. The Oracle, yeah. Collectively, we will produce the goods. Does Civ 7 have the Mausoleum? Let me check if it changed. If we have it at all. I don't know. Wonders, not gonna lie to you, not my strong suit. I have, up until this patch update, largely ignored them. Either because I can't beat the AI to get most of the early ones, or because I'm too busy fighting a war I shouldn't have got myself into. But this game will be different. It's got 2 mausoleums. I believe Mausoleum of Halicarnassus is the one in question. I probably didn't get that pronunciation right. Next resource, give me that +3 production. Now we've got +5 production pumping out here into Developia. I'm still going to skip the granary. I just despise it. I hate you warehouse buildings. Sorry to any warehouse building fans out there. That mod, actually, around those warehouse buildings, Paisley, which combines them onto one district, great idea, should probably be a part of the base game. Well, this was a total waste of 2 turns of that scout's life. Poor dude. Okay. Who did we meet? Ah, Simón Bolívar! The hand that crushes tyranny and leads nations to liberty. We'll just kind of shrug him off. I don't really want to waste my influence because, of course, if I stumble upon a city-state or a future city-state, it's kind of unlikely that I'll be able to win it over unless I buy it straight away, or else an AI will beat me to it. Let's get 1 warrior and then work on the granary. 3 scouts. Honestly, overkill, but I'll take it. Is the game good yet, Vitor? That's a loaded question. In the tech tree and ironworking, revives dead cavalry, Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Thank you, Paisley. And it was moved to ironworking. Let me check this out. Consolidating the military path. Oh, yeah, okay. Fairly late in the piece. And yeah, you're right. Puts it together nicely, doesn't it? Bit of bronze and iron. Mausoleum of Halicarnassus plus 3 production. The first time each cavalry unit is destroyed, it respawns in its closest settlement you own at 25% HP. Charlemagne and Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan even, falling over themselves. Okay, 25% production towards merchants. Exactly 67 gold. Or get 33 for doing nothing. I will eventually build a library and a monument, but I'll take the cash now rather than the cash later. Aha! Civics-wise, do I want to get my +1 science on fortifications in this settlement? I mean, that is a very good wonder, and it's right at the start of the civic tree, and it would go very well for me, of course. Sure. Hurts me a little bit because I prefer to go for the uniques, but we'll get it unlocked and see what happens. Classical Republic, not a normal pickup for me, but today is a wondrous day, so let's be a Classical Republic this time around. Sure. We'll lean in. A little vexed at the Explo changes, Ivan. A lot of exploration wonders being percentage-based instead of empire-wide. Interesting. Oh, I changed my mind. +1 production, +1 science. Thank you very much. Our first goodie hunt of the game as well. Take the yield rather than the gold. Got actually quite a lot of money. 1 more population. That's next to a resource, that's next to a resource, that's next to 2. Chuck it up there. Chuck both of those crappy warehouse buildings down. Gah. And then it looks to me like surprisingly, a lack of tundra. It's not like the old days. Maybe there'll be a little bit more up here. We can kind of see it coming through with the tiger, but also I'm very close to the top of the map. The famous Game of Thrones ice wall. Lots of nice sort of braided rivers down here, none of them navigable. Good for defense, bad for everything else. Can we get a mod that reverses the change to the Gate of Nations? Gate of Nations. added a base yield of 2 happiness, and decreased war support from 2 to 1. So it halved it, right? It's like sort of a nice way of saying we cut that in half. Nerfs tend to make me sad as well. Though I, of course, appreciate that, you know, sometimes there's nothing you can do, you've just got to do it. But I'm generally speaking, my philosophy is let's lift the crappy things up rather than push the good ones down. Obviously, the danger of that is power creep. You end up in the situation of literally any online or maybe real card game that's ever existed, where every new drop is slightly more powerful than the last one. And all of a sudden, Charizard's got like, you know, 20,000 hit points or something stupid. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. Kind of got more scouts than I know what to do with. We'll quickly pet this dog. With a giant gold icon in the middle of my body. The dogs look fantastic, by the way. The spiky collar. So good. It's the little things that get me. Okay. Developia is ready to purchase a settler, so let's do that straight away. We've got enough money probably for a second one by the time we're ready for that too. Oh, llama llama. 1 production, 3 happiness. Let's scout it out. It's decent. It's not overwhelmingly great, but it's decent. Nice to see they've fixed the visual glitch with the yield icons too. Last time I streamed this, they were so ginormous. They were all that size, I think. It was really a sight to behold. Is the game ready to be purchased, or shall you wait a bit longer? I posted a video about that about 10 hours ago, as luck would have it. So I'll refrain from repeating myself too much. But the general takeaway is, if you didn't like this game at launch, you probably won't like it now. It hasn't changed so fundamentally that most people will be like, oh yeah, actually I love it. Some people may have been won over by the changes, because I do, again, just to quickly summarize, think they've all been very good. Broadly. But Civ games take time. I didn't play Civ 6 for at least like 3 years. So I consider myself an early bird this time around. We probably want one friend. Lafayette of Greece is a reasonable one. I haven't found any independent people. So let's do a cultural exchange. No need to have all of that influence sitting around doing nothing. And watch, I'll stumble across Nan Madol or something. Okay, where to next? The marble will be good, but it's not great right now. 15% gold. Yeah. What are you hiding under there? I don't trust that for a second. I'll take the 2 gold. Okay, is it time to get another wonder? Well, unlock another wonder. Civilization 6 probably has a better late game at this point in time. My playtime in the ages in this game drops with each consecutive age, so I've played a lot of antiquity, quite a bit of exploration, and not all that much modern. Fishing boats, sailing, generically good base, yeah. Okay. This maybe sets up well for a new world. Otherwise, looks really crappy. I don't want to forward settle too far. But also, that's not really far enough for my liking. I'd like to pick up the gold. Can't quite get the jade from here, but could get the 1, 2, 3 gold, 1, 2, 3, and the elephants if I go out there. Somewhere around here will do. Ish. Oh, if it's not the old orbital potato. Look at you with your verified tick showing up in my chat. Ah, this guy. Which civ is the best, strongest for opposing noobs? Whichever one I'm playing. Does the new patch fix the main problems of Civ 7? I'll give you one guess, Volters. Patch notes are linked below if you'd like to read them. Okay. Focus in, Jumbo. These yields really don't excite me. One science. What a terrible tile. On a policy card, though, much better, so I'll keep it. Okay. Mundo Perdido? I don't think so. Code of Law's usually pretty good. I reckon we get the Great Wall unlocked, though. The actual civ combo for opposing noobs is probably Ada Lovelace. Chat, you're welcome to disagree with me, but it's got to be Ada Lovelace Maya, right? Still S tier. Always. When it's 90% off, you'll buy it, Pedro. I mean, that's... You generally can't go wrong. Okay, 12 turns. I feel it's a little bit early to commit 12 turns to this, but it's a wonder game, this is a wonder patch, and it boosts my walls with +1 science on fortifications. So let's go for the super early, lightning fast wonder. No great spots for it, really. This is okay. There's one free tile next to it, likewise here. I would have preferred probably to chuck it out this way somewhere. I wonder if I can cheat that out a bit. I'd have to lose this good farm. But if I place a district there, that will allow me to grow out to... Now I'm thinking that's too far away. I don't want to be picky, but... Okay, we'll go there. At least then there are 2 tiles. It wastes this one, which is adjacent to 2 resources, but is that really that hard to find in Civilization 7? Probably not. Goody hut. Gain the earliest available technology. That seems really good. Just in this random goody hut in the middle of nowhere, I figured out how to sail a boat. The more you know. Okay. Hanging Gardens, kind of mid. Let's go writing. That's science gains for you, Devilish. That'll do. Luo Yang. Oh, yes, and the double growth, because we're playing as Han, will let me stretch out nice and quick. To the elephants, maybe. 10% production in tropical plains and desert terrain. Where did I place that one? Tiger. Grassland, tundra, and marine. Coincidentally, not one that I can buff. Okay. We'll grow out both ways. Goes on sale when you're broke. I mean, Christmas time, the holiday season is just a couple of months away. There are usually a shite load of Steam sales around that time. I think there's usually one in November, one in December, and maybe it bleeds through into January from memory. So that might be a good time. Civilization 6 is always a great place to start, though. My personal favorite Civ game is still Civ 5, though. This could be a reasonable spot for me. We are snow people. Not that we actually have any direct benefits to Tundra. It's not like Civilization 6. I'll spend the influence because I still haven't found a single independent person to bully. Let's chuck one of these guys on auto explore so I don't have to keep doing all of them, perhaps. Maybe keep one... Oh, you can just run there. We have this guy on our borders. What does he think of me? Settle too close to his capital, -20. That's not terrible. We can work with that. I've done worse. Trisha, work can be done, but I'm glad you're here. Welcome in. You're not late at all. In fact, we've really just got started. I've basically just been babbling for 40 minutes. Look, we've got one capital, we've got a little cheeky town. If you are just tuning in, we're playing as Catherine the Great of Han, and we're going to try and build some wonders. Something I don't normally do. But this patch update that came out about 5 hours ago, maybe 4 or 5 hours ago, is really all about wonders. Huge wonder rebalance, rework, a lot of buffs, a few nerfs. Oh, and a callback to the stream the other day. Actually, let me run a wee poll. I might do another stream tomorrow. The reason why I bring it up is because the Endless Legend 2 beta was extended. But they didn't actually say how long for. At least I couldn't see it anywhere. It just said, we've extended the beta. Get in there. Sorry, the demo. Maybe a humankind stream as well. I'll chuck that in. And then, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me just finish this poll and I'll get right to you. And then I guess I'll go Civ 7. Next stream? Next stream? Next stream? I'd love to put Age of Wonders 4 in there as well as Victoria 3, as well as Civilization 5. But I can't. Mr. Hill, thank you so much. I missed your alert. Let me just hit the old replay on that bad boy. Dude. A $10 super chat. A golden one at that. Thank you so much. Appreciate the videos and honesty. Do you think a mode without the transitions would make the game better than the current state? Interesting question. I think it will make it more appealing than its current state. I usually refrain from saying it makes the game better. It'll make it better for a lot of people. There are a lot of people out there who just want to play a classic Civilization experience. And if you strip back the changing civs, you make them historical pairings, it will make it a better game for those people, for sure. I don't so much mind the ages, though, which puts me in a weird position. Because I both think the game would do better for itself if it had a classic mode. But I don't really feel particularly passionately about it. So to answer your question, yes, it would make it better. It would make it more appealing. But for me, not something I'm super passionate about. I'd try it, but I'd probably also go back to playing this, whatever this mode would end up being called, too. Because I don't mind the ages and I don't mind the changing civs. There's also another thing that rattles around in the back of my mind that is a little bit more long-winded. Does adding that mode and prioritizing that mode somewhat kind of stunt what Civilization 7 is quote-unquote meant to be? It's a little bit more of a philosophical point. You know, the question something like, should Civ 7 bend so far over backwards that it loses any semblance of what it was meant to be? I think there's a happy middle ground. Thank you again for the super chat, and apologies for the really rambly kind of fence-sitting answer. I do appreciate it. Hey, Renee and Hamza, welcome back. Can't wait for the full release of EL2. Hey, just a few weeks away. Well, for the endless release anyway. Love it if they'll get rid of everything that happens at the age transition. Yeah. A mode without them would do the game a great service. Is it worth it yet? Again, I don't want to repeat myself too much. But if you didn't think it was worth it 6 months ago, you probably won't think it's worth it now. Is how I would answer that question. Because it's had great change, but it hasn't had all that much fundamental change, i.e. it doesn't have its classic civ mode. Though, the unlock conditions were loosened. The age transitions are still a little bit clunky, though they are much better than they were. With things like unit positioning, alliances, with this patch update, more of your money and influence, and all of that sort of carrying through. And those are great changes. They are, so don't get me wrong. Good changes, but fundamentally probably not enough to convince people who, you know, not sorry Civ 7, just not that into you. It's not really going to convince you yet. For context, it took me about 3 years or 4 years to be convinced on Civilization 6. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are a lot of people in that boat, in that little boat that I was sort of lonely rocking away in, with this game too. 15% production towards constructing wonders. I've only got 4 turns left, and the 20% culture is undeniably to me probably better, but I'm going to lean into the meme. Let's do it. And we'll get the culture as well. It's still 4 turns away. It changed literally nothing. Another settler at 180 gold, so in 2 turns I can get one of those. Another minor benefit to taking that gold boost at the start is that I don't need to use my production on it, so we can build wonders instead. And welcome if you're just tuning in, we've ticked over 100 live concurrent viewers, which is great to see. If you wouldn't mind leafing a like on the live stream, I'd much appreciate it. A few mods are a good option if you want to tweak things. They are, and I should play with them. I should. Of course, right now at this moment, they're probably not a great option. Because, sorry, I just got distracted by the most rage bait chat I've seen in my life. Best thing Civ 7 did was surely ditch builders. You know what? I don't care about the builders, but they were a real heartbreaking moment for a lot of people. About 50 people in chat have just ripped their heads off and chucked them into outer space. Civ 7 is your favorite, number 1. The hate on it is being influenced... Hate on it is heavily influenced by it being the prevailing group. You mean like, there are more haters than not? I liked builders, ripped builders. F in the chat for builders. Did you like Civ 5 builders or 6? Because I don't know if people remember, but when Civilization SIX came out, there was a little bit of controversy around the builder. You see, in Civ 5, the builder had unlimited charges. They could just build and build and build, in the same way a military unit, should they not perish in combat, can just fight and fight and fight. But of course, in Civilization SIX, builders now had a limited number of charges. They disappeared after they built 3 farms. I was never convinced on the charges thing. But, you know, like most Civ changes, eventually they just kind of wear me down. The altar is pretty good. The pantheon is pretty good. I probably don't need a lot of those yet, so let's get mysticism. Got the Great Steel, or Steely, as it were, buried away down here in the Mastery as well. This one has been changed. Base yield plus 2 production, and get the 200 gold when you construct a wonder, including this one. I'm probably going to want that. I think I'll get that next. I tried to shift click it, and just... it's just hard rejected. Okay. Ugh. as expected, the unfortunate thing about this model of independent people is if you don't get there first, you kind of don't get there. I could plow 115 influence in. I wouldn't have enough left to boost it up. This guy's going to get them in 3 turns. We're going to have to find somebody else. How about down here in Sundapura? Yeah, let's take them. 20 turns on quick speed to befriend them. Shockingly slow. Couple of love chats for the Civ 5 builders. They were the GOAT, weren't they? Gamer himself. No more silly pyramid build nonsense. Do I have a tick like that? Not that I'm jealous of your tick. Oh, I can't tell. It's impossible. I reckon I don't. You verified SOB, you. How could you compare the launch of 7 to 5? To be honest with you, I couldn't, because Civilization 5 came out 12 years ago, and I was probably, like picking my nose in high school. Would I have been? Yeah, I wasn't around. Well, I was around, but I wasn't following Civilization 7 for the launch of 5. I got into 5 after it had already had some updates. So, I was well and truly a post-launch baby for Civ 5. Civilization 6, however, I was around for and playing. And disappointed by. Heavily disappointed by. So I kind of get it. I don't necessarily get the disappointment in 7 because I, contrarian or not, actually sort of don't really mind this game, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be here playing it on a freaking Wednesday morning. But I do get where you're coming from. Dealing with builders late game in 5 was the reason you'd stop playing. That is fair. I'll show you how to get one, please do. I feel like I filled out a form and I should have, but I don't know. Is the AI good in military strategy compared to other Civ installments? I mean, good is a strong word. It's not terrible, though. Like, I can remember some games where the AI is just beyond bad. I either want the gold or the oliphants. I think I want the elephants. You know, it's fine. The AI is fine, militarily. Nothing to write home about to your mum, but it's fine. Probably need the monument. Let's take it. Oh my god. What? Man, I'm gonna need like a little, one of those little phonetic pronunciation things in brackets underneath this one. That is extraordinary. Okay, and they've already got a friend, so we're not gonna win them over. But we can win over Sundapura. Damn, Scout, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Get out of there. You like Civ 7? Oh, MG, another one. Recently obsessed with RimWorld in AB. And there was, I believe, a great DLC for RimWorld that just came out. Maybe, I say just came out, it was probably a month ago. I've heard great things about it. Something about you can do what you'd normally do, but in a spaceship, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. The kind of game that you need to devote a lot of hours to get into, but it's a notoriously, ludicrously good game. Ooh. I kind of thought this was a scout while I was walking over here. I won't lie to you. Gonna need to bring him back, and I'm a little bit scared about where this settler is going. Probably up to my tundra. Let's buy that settler I was talking about. Ooh, or a great wall. No. Buy one more settler. We're one turn away from our first wonder, which I'm expecting a great celebration for in the chat. Odyssey. That's it. Nothing filled the hole. The hole the builder micro left, Cobble. Well, of course, I think the whole inspiration behind getting rid of it was to reduce the micro. And it is, by the way, I have to say, a change that I'm broadly in favor of. I'm a fan of the ditched builder. Because it's a good point about the late game. The micro late game with the Civ 7 builder was pretty annoying. Regardless of what you're playing, running around trying to connect up uranium was always pretty annoying too. What's not annoying is our completion of Der Sharukin. Sharukin? Pronunciation's questionable, but the wonder is here, and it's glorious. +1 science on fortifications in this settlement, and 5 combat strength to fortified districts in all settlements. Did somebody say a 2-turn Great Wall? That library with 7 science is too good to ignore, though. Let's place it down there, next to our wonder and 2 resources. So good. And then I guess I want a wall on out here. I could get 3 consecutive patches and actually build, for the first time in my life, not to sound too excited, a useful wall. Block off those 3. There's no way to get into the capital unless you happen to figure out how to get across the ocean, in which case I'm stuffed. What? Where did all of these units come from? I thought it was the wrong neighborhood last turn. Man, I ain't seen nothing yet. They're attacking my unit? What? Oy vey. Wonderpog! Thank you, Orbital Potato. Currently playing Civ 6 with all nature wonders in a mod map, and it's awesome. The Bermuda Triangle is my favorite natural wonder. By far and away of all time. Not because it's the best one, of course, but because of how random and chaotic it is. If you are maybe unfamiliar with it, if you haven't got it before, it of course spawns in the ocean, and mimicking that kind of real life, all of the ships and blah 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 that go out here get lost. When you move a unit into the Bermuda Triangle, you are teleported randomly out to some spot in the map. And the first time I discovered it in this game, there was a little glitched tile surrounded by ice. And that was the tile where it sent my settler. It was so great, I've never forgotten it. And as a result, the Bermuda Triangle has a special place in my heart. Speaking of a special place in my heart, these 2 wonderful ladies are yelling at each other, which is great to see. Let's go for the positive interaction with Amina. We're not playing on deity, but we're playing on immortal, so the AI can still be pretty... just turn on you and smack you down in no time. Although, I haven't been smacked here once. And we're not friends. And they haven't been neutralized either. Interesting. What do we got? Wassa over there. Very few discoveries made this game. We're not sure where this lad's capital is. I'd guess probably exactly this tile. Somebody remember that. This is fine, says the scout as it sweats bullets and buckets. Oh, and they keep blocking him in as well. It's very intimidating. Sure, I've got nothing else to spend my influence on, so let's just get these crappy deals. And... Code of Laws is almost always the right play here, unless either Lee or Yi are looking for something. I'm gonna go this Mastery, though. Simply called Mastery. It is, of course, the Mysticism Mastery, and will unlock the Great Steel, which gives me 200 gold every time I construct a wonder. And we're going to try and do a Wonder Pog game. I believe, also, I owe you. Where are you? Brady Hill? I was going to say Brady. Sorry. We'll call this one Hillsville. creative. Thank you very much again for your super chat from earlier. I'm gonna need more towns at this rate. No. These were patched a couple of patches ago to add these generic ones that can be chosen by any civilization. +1 happiness on resources. 25% influence towards endeavors. And I honestly don't think they're that bad. And in general, I find the Pantheons to be a little bit overwhelming. There's just so much here. Do I have any particular specialization, except for wonders? Probably not. I should probably try and lean into wonders. Culture on quarters, yeah, could help. Gold and settlements, no. Production toward buildings, yeah. Production on fishing boats could actually be alright too. Not that I know how to fish yet. Science on quarters, not bad. 10% production to wonders. That's probably gonna be it. Again, not one I'd normally pick, but let's do it. We'll try and build more of a flavorful run this time around. 10% production towards wonders. Kind of liking the way that capital is shaping up. There's the Greek town of Olympia. This is a rough neighborhood. 20 food to Developia or 10 production. I'll take the food this time. Give me a growth event and we'll grow out to... Yeah, I'll take the marble. Grassland, tundra, and marine terrain wonders. We'll get a further 10% boost. So there's a 20% boost in one turn. There's also a great wall. How do I do the camera? Quick question in chat. Does Civilization 7 have a keyboard shortcut that lets me do the little camera pan thing like in Endless Legend and Humankind? I don't think it does, and I don't want to accidentally Alt F4 myself or something. Hey Jumbo, love your vids. First time catching your stream. Hey Outset. Good to see ya. Cornish Fishing Game, welcome! It has been a while, hasn't it? Quick question before bed. Is this game still poop? MM? I like it, but if you didn't, you probably still won't. So, judging by your tone, I think the correct answer to your question is yes. Need a Zarbomba wonder. We need a lot more modern military technology. If you hold the power button on your computer, it enables it. Oh, thank you. I'll I'm just kidding. Okay. The jokester. So dumb. Okay. +3 combat strength for my fortified districts and +1 production on all buildings in 3 turns isn't terrible. Currency for the Colossus, though. Yeah. I think. Let me just check that I'm not... Anything in the wheel? No. Bronze working, not so much. That we would like to get toward the Mausoleum. Oh, there's a couple up this way, though. Let's do it. Straight to currency. We'll try for the Colossus. And maybe Ha'amonga Amawi? Nailed it. Did you guys hear the way he said that? Oh my god, he did. Ultra gives me the 10% boost, and it's only 3 turns. I'm probably going to want to place it with the monument, which looks like it doesn't really matter where I place it. What do you get? Natural wonder and built wonders. Yeah. Well, it's just not going to work out for you. So I'll do it. We'll leave that one free for a science building, I guess, and chuck it down there. Another wonderful starting benefit. Oh my god. I should not be standing on this river. We'll see what happens next turn. These guys are colluding to ensure that I don't get through to explore the rest of this map. God. Oh, thank you. Yeah, get him out of there. 2 food and 2 gold. I think one of those is better than what I've got. Let's take the food. Code of Laws for Petra. Not really a big desert guy, but Code of Laws is great. Gate of All Nations, RIP. Has been nerfed. If you're just tuning in, it now only gives +1 war support on all wars, but you get a base shield of 2 happiness. I don't think it excites me that much. 2 influence on the palace. 1 influence on happiness buildings. Generally mid. Code of Laws it is. You're nice. Played about 80 hours of Civ 7 when it first came out. Decided didn't really like it. Been thinking about giving it another go. But you get to see a reason why. I mean, that's fair enough. I think the patch updates have been pretty good. But also, what you're saying makes total sense. Maybe when the Civ Classic mode finally comes out, assuming that they're working on it, which I have to imagine they are. Because they do seem to be working on things that people are requesting, rather than just kind of random stuff. Maybe today's update, not quite as great of an example, but generally they do. Finally time for a 3rd town. Hello and welcome to Chengdu. Another 10% production towards wonders placed in grassland, tundra and marine. Yep. And I'll work... yeah, I'll work my way out to those 2. Bam. More wonder production! Minus 100%. So, lose all of your culture for 2 turns, but get 4 turns worth of influence. Nah. 30 culture, thank you very much. Won a dozen or so games, tried to make yourself like it, just couldn't. 4 days played isn't bad. Like, that's a solid effort. What is it, do you think? Is it the fact that there just isn't that... Is it that common gripe? That #1 underpinning criticism that comes back time and time again, that you can't play as a Civ leader combo throughout the whole game? Or is it something else? Is there something else about Civilization 7 that is big and noteworthy that you can just be like, nah, it's actually just X? Let me know. The classic Civ was probably by far and away, actually, the one that I hear the most. But there are others. There are other, generally smaller things, but there are other things that come up. Maybe the most common other sort of underpinning criticism, I'll take that even though I don't think I'm building any wonder, is something like the districts are too generic, or there's not enough life in them, they're too easy. I hear that a little bit as well. It's one that I don't quite agree with as much, because I think that the other side to that is that they're very flexible. And this is particularly good for someone who's new to a Civ, or new to the game. And they place down a campus and they don't want it stuck there for 4,000 years. But I also get where they're coming from. Influence is hard to earn, so I'm going to value it more than gold. 2 influence, 2 culture, 2 food on turns, palaces, and settlements. Weird build. Okay, +1 science on improvements and +1 happiness on districts on tropical terrain. Obviously not so good for me. Oracle has been buffed. Let's go for it. We'll go for public life. Well, I mean, that one's a decent one too. Yeah, I'll come back to it. How are our mates doing over here? 8 turns. I think we'll just let that slowly tick away. There's no need to speed that up. It's a waste of influence in my humble opinion. You do. Hey, Steel Airship. You do really need to see a chiropractor after 4,000 years. Wouldn't mind seeing a Humankind stream. Interesting that Civilization 7 is winning. I guess I shouldn't be surprised on a Civ 7 stream. But the poll results at the moment are massively in favour of Civ 7. Half of people want Civ 7. Huh. Which is interesting because there was like 3 or 4 times as many people watching an Endless Legend 2 stream 2 days ago. Probably just element of polling the current crowd, I don't know. What have we got? Civ 7 will be stuck in a bad stage for a long time. Probably. You were there in 1991. Victory paths are repetitive. Yep. That's fair. I would argue no less repetitive than they always have been. Because they've always been the same. Have option to keep Civ at the new era, but have it a buffed version of it like Humankind. I would like that too, yeah. That'd be an interesting middle ground too. Yeah. The cultural aspect of Gandhian nukes is missing. This is a great point. Let's get the fishing key to unlock the sea. Oh, no. Hold that thought. We have another wonder ready to build. Really bad locations for it. It's got to be said. But let's chuck it in. The Great Steel, which has changed in the patch. I've talked about it a few times, but people come and go. It has 2 production as its base yield now. And the effect applies to wonders built in any settlement. Decent. Which will actually be incredibly decent because, as I was just saying, not a lot of good land tiles to build on up here. But in Hillsville and Chengdu, I mean, it's just, the world is your oyster. The Endless Legend 2 stream was super fun. I might do one tomorrow, I'll see. I'll either make a vid or do a live stream. I'm undecided. And will probably remain that way until 5 minutes before I'm due to start tomorrow morning. we'll see how this goes. We'll see how I'm feeling. Didn't seem quite so block cheeky. Just do Ek treasure ships or Y cities. You're right. Yeah, because there were no victory conditions, no goals for the first 2 ages, so it was just the final one. I guess I'm talking just about the final one. Go to space, blah blah blah. The ones that actually shape victory, I would argue, are not really all that different. Except this time around we have an economic one, which was actually something on my wish list for a long time. And I think it's probably better than the very over-gamified, say, diplomatic victory in Civilization 5. I don't have a problem with the victory conditions in this game. But, to your point, the legacy objectives, which are kind of like the victory conditions of each age, of the 2 prior ages, are quite boxed in, yeah. But, is it better that they're there? Or would we rather that they just weren't there at all? I reckon it's better that they're there. And I kind of like the points system when I start a new age as well. There's something about that that I find quite fun. Ooh, a free warrior. Ha ha! Economic victory has lots of potential. It does. And it's probably a little bit better than a diplomatic one too. From a gamification sense. From a... because the diplo victory, if you're unfamiliar in Civ 5, was basically just an economic victory. But it worked in a very rudimental way, where you just saved up money and quickly bought over all of the city-states. The one saving grace to it was that you were incentivized to keep them alive or liberate them. Liberation, by the way, something that doesn't exist in Civilization 7. It just doesn't exist. And it needs to. One more point on the economic that just came to mind. The economic pathways in these earlier ages are maybe not so hot. This one is just connect resources. Actually, no, I like this one. This one's fine. It's maybe the exploration age that still needs a bit of work, although we've got treasure convoys rather than treasure fleets. Capturing stuff, I think that one's fine. Displaying codices, I think that's good. I have no issue with most of these ones, actually. These are cool. If you just play a game of Civilization 7 in the Antiquity Age, they will act as your victory conditions. I haven't done that in forever, maybe even ever. But they're probably pretty good for that too. Right? Become Wonder King, take over the world. This one a little bit more dicey, but it's basically complete the tech tree, which is essentially the same as going to space. Because all you have to do is complete the technologies and you're there. In Civilization 6, not quite like 5. And here, yeah, it works. I'm going to be contrarian and say I like these ones. I could be convinced that the exploration age ones need a lot more work though, maybe. Okay. Hillsville is a size 7 town, which means we must convert it into something. These were changed maybe 1 or 2 patches ago. The resort town was added. Happiness and gold per age on rural tiles that have a happiness. Let's check the yield. I mean, I can get them, but at the minute there really aren't any. Food. I usually just go farming and mining because I'm basic and I can't be bothered working out how much yield each of these could give me and going into a whole spreadsheet about the whole thing. Urban Centre, it's not going to be a very good one this age, but it could be a decent one next stage. It looks quite foodie to me. Let's just go growth. And maybe this one becomes a mining town. Buy at a district. That'll help grow its population so that I can connect it sooner. Very key. We liberate city-states and they basically start back with max approval. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Steel Airship. If you save a city-state from some tyrannical person, like say this one here, let's say someone declares war on it, they've taken it. If I liberate it, they should just be in love with me. Diplomatically in love with me. It was a fun little part about Civilization 5. In a game where actually, you know, the city-states were far more basic than they are here. Here, even though it's kind of just a race to who can meet it first, there are some good options. Levy their units, help them grow, etc. And if we had the liberation factor in here too, take a few learnings from the previous games, I think it could be the best independent people system we've seen so far. The treasure fleet is the coolest / can be the most frustrating thing. The trouble that I have with it is not that fleets exist, or these days that convoys exist, because of course they can move over land, which was a great improvement. It's something about the pacing. The pacing of that goal feels off compared to the rest of them. And whoa! For me anyway. The Great Steel is here. And Catherine the Great has reached level 2. Go you. The distant lands. Yeah. You hope that they can be relevant. The incentives are what I keep Navy play relevant and fun in most times. I think the pacing of it is off. You can't just call them barbarians anymore. Am I going to get cancelled in 2025 for calling independent peoples barbarians? Probably. Alright. +2 production, 200 gold every time you make a wonder, including this one. Let's get a 6 food granary. Woof. Haha. Developia should now grow very quickly. Where do I see that? Oh. Hanging Gardens, +1 food on farms in this settlement, 10% growth rate. Or the Colossus out to sea. What do you do? 3 resource capacity. This is better. But I'm going to have to build it over my walls. No, not my Great Wall. I'll think about that. I'll just think about that. 6 culture? Yeah, sure, let's be friends. Science on science and a codex. Fortified. Yeah. I think the blacksmith has changed as well. I think that one had moved. This could be this could make a really fun horse game next era. +1 culture and food on fishing boats. Must be placed adjacent to coast. Can I even build that here? Yeah, I could. I'm going to try for that. Something about that one appeals to me. I think it's the oceanic connection. Another Wonder Pog! I feel like if I do well on the other milestones in exploration, I get the exploration done on time. Is it just? I find I just get it done, and it's largely dependent on the map. Right? Do you have an island with treasure, or do you not? Not a bad thing, but it is a little bit, it does feel a little bit like that sometimes. I really wish the game was set up to getting all 4 legacy paths each age isn't viable. I think it is viable. Tricky. And you're probably going to need to play on a slower game speed. And obviously, the easier the difficulty, the easier it'll be. I think those are... I'll keep it. did the diff for way too long on that. Gain a unique diplomatic endeavor that grants food to both leaders. Cities. Nah. Does anybody have any strong feelings about a wonder they can see here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, I like that one a lot. Are these just bad? I think these are all bad and I should ignore them. Citizenship it is. Okay. What are we at? Turn 41. The time is 12:30 PM. Did somebody say lunchtime? And a wild wasset just popped out of nowhere. It must have been because these guys... No. Oh, maybe. We did just win them over. Let's promote... Maybe steal a unit? 40 influence for a slinger? That's a great deal. And then we'll promote their growth and bolster their military back. Really just... show them a lot of love. Eventually, of course, I'll probably just take this. Could get a random ass wall there. I don't think so. Oh, great people. Let's have a little gamble. Roll the dice, see what we can get. 25% production towards constructing great walls, or 15% towards ranged unit. I don't have a lot of opportunity to build walls, except in towns where I'll probably buy them. So let's go that one. And here we have 100 culture for pie craftsmen, or 100 science. Getting a bit less science per turn, so science is better. Get that tile, which will complete the greatest wall of all time. Bam. Chuck that to the front, and next turn we're going to be looking pretty in Developia. Suzerain bonuses have changed a little bit over the sort of last few months of updates in Civilization 7 as well. We now have more benefits, and one or two that can be chosen by, or one for each type, actually, I think, that can be chosen by many people. One war support, nah. One combat strength, eh. Special unit, nah. Combat, yeah. These are all very mid. The Hill Fort produces 2 production. I'm going to take 1 combat strength on ranged units because I have a unique one. I think the military ones are not that great. 1 influence per age. Logic being it's harder to get than happiness. A bit of a crowded house down here. And dare I say a Ford settle I'm not stoked with there either. I think I need another town here. This merchant's been sitting here doing literally nothing for about 1,000 years. So we'll trade with this town, get a road put in. It'll make a future invasion easier. Of course, importantly for both parties. Is that Aussie time? No, it's New Zealand time. The best time. In Australia right now it's probably sort of between 8:30 AM and 9:30 AM because they tend to be about 3 hours behind us, give or take, of course, depending on which part of the country you're in, because Australia is one of those America kind of places where it's just so big. It takes like 6 hours to fly across it. Stupid Australia. Stupid big Australia. Okay, what have we got here? Ah, it's all banjo. I shouldn't laugh. It's actually probably more like banjal than banjo. I really hope they're a musician. Let me just check if banjo is a musician. They look more like a poet. What do they do? Activate on a... Good God. Activate on a constructible with a great work slot to grant a codex. Okay, you're obviously not. Well, you might be a musician. Let me Google banjo. Historian and philosopher. Banjo, courtesy name Huiban, was a Chinese historian, philosopher, and politician. The first female Chinese historian, along with Pamphile. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that. See you later, Banjo. Best name, 2025. The more things they are keeping consistent between ages could get to the point where we say, why have them? Except to pick a new civ. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, the legacy paths and the victory points are probably also pretty important to the structure of the ages. How well you performed in the last third of the game will dictate the benefits that we give you now. I'd say that's probably a pretty massive part too, but outside of that, yeah, I think you're right. And I'd prefer them to be smoother as well. TLDR, did they fix the game? TLDR... No? Question mark? No. No problem, Enigma. No problem. Right, this looks like a very scary front line potentially forming here. Although we're allies. So maybe I should focus my... Oh, no, we're not. I'm wrong. I'm allies with light blue, so we've got an ally down to our south. Yeah. Okay, so I kind of potentially actually need to do a lot of fortification along here. Or just fall back to the wall. That's why the wall's there. If in doubt, hide behind our giant Great Wall. The yields on which, very good. Well, decent. I don't want to overblow it. Appreciate your coverage. Hey, my pleasure. Happy to be here. Thanks for tuning in to a live stream. The merchant has made it. Let's activate the trade route and therefore magically pop in this really extraordinary road. Straight to him. Not a lot of mountains and pretty bad tiles. How on earth do I defend this? Maybe I buy more walls. Yeah, okay. I could get a wall around here. Layer 2. Layer 1, protect the capital. Layer 2, protect the town. We'll protect the plebs as well as the aristocrats living in the capital. Or maybe oligarchs. They're probably oligarchs. Two happiness. Yeah. The more resources, the better. I think I'd just grab resources at this point. It's sort of a mindless upgrade. If I don't want to build districts here, this will be a reasonable tile for a wall. I think I'm saving that for a wonder. Is it wonder time? I think it is. Okay, hanging gardens. +1 food on farms in this settlement. And growth rate for all, or the newly buffed oracle. I still think the oracle is crap. But I can't place anything up here. So I guess I'm building the Colossus because I can chuck him out to sea. In you go. We'll build a big old rock down there and build a giant statue. In your honor, chat. 6 turns and it's ours. Is that a marine tile, technically? Because I think we get a 10% boost there. I mean, it must be because it's ocean. I'm going to guess that reef, aquatic, and coastal are all classified as marine. You might say, how did you come to that conclusion, Jumbo? And why do you have an IQ of over 200? The answer is they're wet. So they're probably marine tiles. Navigation gives me this wonder, which... Oh, I think that was the one I was actually waiting for, right? Yes. Cool. Okay. I think I'll just queue that up as well. Ha'amonga Amawi. +1 culture and food on fishing boats in the settlement. +1 culture attribute point. Chuck you... up there. Back-to-back wonders. Let's go. Gonna try and do the cultural legacy path for the first time in my life. In the Antiquity Age, maybe. It's like the second or third, actually. I think I've got the Chief already, unfortunately. Okay, mastery-wise, this will be how I'll get my codices online as well. Any that's particularly good? No. 1 production on production buildings. Yeah. Science on science buildings. Yeah. 2 turns. Sure, actually. Might help me surge through the end of the technology tree here. What are we at? Turn 48, 40% of the way through the age. I'm actually pretty happy with how this game's going so far. Wonderpog, you're off. Thanks so much for tuning in, eh? Enjoy the stream. Hey, look, you made it all the way to number 3rd in the chat too, mate. How about it? Thank you for being here. And chat, if you haven't subscribed to Orbital Potato, it's a great channel. Just like mine. two great channels, just chilling out on a Tuesday afternoon. No, but do go and subscribe. If you like my stuff, you'll like the stuff you'll find there too. You'll probably like it more, actually, because it's objectively better. Right. Should we accept or support this deal with Lafayette? I think we'll accept it because we're allies. And you guessed it, Wander Pog, plus 15% production towards Wonders for 6 turns will help. Will anything else help here? Marginally this will. Let's chuck it in. I think we got about a 1-turn reduction on both of them. Not bad. Poll results are pretty fixed. Half of you would like a Civilization 7 stream tomorrow. 30% would like Endless Legend 2, and 20% would like Humankind. Also, just a quick shout out to the VOD watchers. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, firstly, I appreciate you. And secondly, sorry you can't vote too. YouTube should absolutely allow polls to carry through to the VOD. I don't know why they don't. It seems like a no-brainer. Hey, the Great Library is complete. A milestone is complete. Wait, the Great Library? 50% production towards culture buildings is very good for me right now because I haven't built any of them. Yikes. So we'll chuck in drama and poetry. Let's check in with the paths. Oh, yeah, a great library. Sorry, Civ 5 on the mind. I'm stupid. Okay, culture-wise, I need to build like 5 more wonders. Militarily, I've done nothing and may not. Science, just got the first progress marker, and Silk Roads we're behind. How are we doing overall? Alright. We're at least keeping up. Let's check the yield, actually. Sometimes I have this enabled all the time. Sometimes I turn it off because it's kind of annoying. Huh, actually doing okay. Weird. We're playing on the second highest difficulty and I'm keeping up. Unusual. It must be these great walls. God, they're great. It's really the greatest walls. And an ally is at war. For Christ's sake. This is how everything comes crashing down. Right. Do I want to step in and protect him? Or do I want to just say, stuff you? She's very far away from me. I doubt she can get to me. I think I'll accept it. I'm a good ally. Let's support Lafayette. Gotta put the little one to bed. Oh, and a cheers from Canada. Robert, all the way from Canada. A place I have not been, but I would love to see. Thanks for being here and good luck with the bedtime stories, Robert. You've been here for a while too, hey? Right from the start. Shout out to you. Alright, our blades are sharp and our necks are soft. Is that a threat or a promise? I don't know. But we'll chuck in a bit of war support. The idea here is not that I'm going to go on a big, massive, aggressive war, but I can help Lafayette defend and use my excess influence to wear down Amina's happiness and cause her to suffer for being a warmonger. Let's move in. Might as well take out her scout. Level up our commander a little bit. Obviously, you just always take the assault tree. There is no reason. Commanders were a great addition to this game, too. I often end up talking about the things I don't like about Civ 7 for obvious reasons. But one of the things that I do like... I'd get slaughtered if I made a video talking about all the good things. But I'm tempted to. One of the things that I do like is the other commanders. They're cool. Bronze working is going to be necessary should we keep up the fight. And maybe we get Nalanda Did that change? I don't think it did. Let me check my patch notes. A, B, C, D, E. No, it didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 11 or 12 wonders did, but that one did not. Just in this age alone. Here's our other mausoleum, by the way, Devilish. I don't know if our Texan's still in the chat. It's been a while, so I don't blame you for not. The mausoleum. +3 production, plus 100% yields from pillaging. Eh. I don't love it, eh? I don't love it. I think I'll beeline literacy. Ooh, looking at that town, I reckon it must be... Oh, it's actually 1 off. Okay. As soon as it grows 1 more, it'll be at 7 population, and we'll be able to quickly convert it into something to feed the capital. Or leave it as a town and let it grow a bit more. It's actually a really nice spot. Final option, of course, convert it into a city. But ain't nobody got time for that. It's an old reference, but somebody will get it. You wish the Great Wall went into the sea? Oh, yeah. I mean, it should at least go to the end of the tile, shouldn't it? Because, I mean, like, I don't want to nitpick at detail here, but it's not really so great where you can just go for a little beach walk. Not so great. Now's not the time for a cultural exchange, my friend. We need to be putting all of our influence into wearing down Amina's war support. You fool. Time for another wall, maybe? Yes, but I want it there and I can't get it there because the town can't grow. In order for it to grow, I'm going to need to spend money on districts at this point. So let's bosh over this farm. Grow out to that tile. And now, when I buy something, I'll be able to buy a wall there, because I have to have the tile as an active rural tile before I can build the wall on top of it. Which makes sense, but is also really annoying. The world's strongest scout! How many units have attacked this guy? Sheesh. Great Scout War of 2090 BCE. Woke up to get me a cold pop and I thought I was barbecuing? What's a cold pop? My game won't load even since the update. Oh, James. Do you have mods installed? It's kind of the only thing I can think of. I mean, my game is working since the update, so I have to imagine that there isn't an issue that's impacting everybody. And that makes me think maybe there's a mod or something that is messing with your game starting. Other than that, I don't know what it could be, really. Pew pew pew! Oh, it's from the meme. No, I didn't see the whole original video. I didn't. I just know the 5 seconds. That's it. Your reference superseded me. Superseded my knowledge. Yep, but you've turned them all off. Huh. Any other suggestions in chat? Because mods is kind of my only one. You could try starting on the old update in offline mode. That would be the way to do it. I don't know if there's a way to easily backwards install it though. Like, I don't think Civilization 7 keeps its old patches in the beta settings in Steam like some games do. It really should if it doesn't. I've never looked, so I actually don't know. These events are really cool. Why don't all events look this cool? The train die, the soldier exhales slowly, yada yada yada. 1 more of my extra units or 16 science. Extra unit all day. You kidding me? A third of a turn's worth of science, or 1 or 2 turns worth of production? Verifying game files has fixed that for Outset before, James. You could try that. Oh. Wanderpog. Did somebody say Wanderpog? One thing that you'll praise Paradox for? Yeah. I was thinking Paradox as well. They always leave the old versions out there so you can play on the old patch. And it's such a nice little, just such a nice little thing to help people out. It's also a good backup, of course. You know, should the patch update have not gone very well, you can fall back on the old one. Alright, Colossus is done in Developia in the year 2030 BCE, marking our third wonder in the city. Here completes the district, but here gets a lot of money. I'll go with completing the district. Emil Bell, I have to bust down a wall. Hanging Gardens, I have to bust down a wall. And Oracle, you guessed it, I've got to bust down a wall. I kind of need a second city. And Chengdu isn't a bad pick. I could convert this with my influence into the town that would support Chengdu. Yeah. I think I do that right now. We need a second city as fast as possible. Pretty good lighthouse. Lighthouse. A pretty good library. Chuck it up there on that crappy tile. And a beautiful garden up there too. We'll get both of those. Solid buildings and a solid foundation for our new city. I hope it works for you, James. Huzzah! Silk Road's number 1. More war support. She's now losing 3 happiness per settlement, as well as the 3 combat strength debuff. And that should let us go on the aggression here a little bit. Ooh, ah. Oh, crap. I forgot about Long Cheng. Of course, the arch enemy of Chengdu. Not at all my ally, and apparently just a huge fleet of pirates who are hell-bent on destroying scouts. Okay. Well, I tried. I tried. You better not be thanking me for the acknowledgement, James. I will take none of that thanks. People underestimate how grateful I am to them for chatting in chat. Very few people turn up to a live stream, and even fewer have the confidence to even say hello, or the willingness, or the means, or the whatever you want to call it. So honestly, I'm grateful to you. Because this whole thing falls apart if people don't want to be here. And, you know, it's your life. You do you. I can't make you. Scout died doing what he loved. The worst saying of all time. Died doing what he loved. Being bombarded by a pirate ship in a frozen southern sea. Terrible phrase. If I die from a stroke induced by playing strategy games, they better not say died doing what he loved. Because I did not love raging at a strategy game. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did. Outset also, James says, try launching without your mods after you verify the game files and then re-enable them after if it works. Or maybe don't at all. I don't know. How do the mods work on patch days? I don't know with Civ 7, but with other games it tends to be a good idea to just not play with them for a few days. Maybe a little longer depending on the mod creator. Though I am largely leaning on Paradox games when I say that. Maybe it's not as true here. Okay, next technology. Pyramid of the Sun. 3 culture and 2 culture on quarters is actually one that I can make a little bit of use of. Because I have quite a few quarters. Trade routes not being plundered. Bursa was changed, I think. What did they change about it, though? Move to engineering tech. Right, the only change was that it moved. Less exciting. Altogether less exciting. Gold on gold buildings and a codex. Let's get engineering. And how do we get to her? She's so far away. But I will send the army down. An ally in need is an ally indeed. I should keep a little bit of strength near the capital, just in case things go south. So we'll keep one of our new unique, in fact, unit just chilling in Hillsville, rather. Confession time. Oh, this is going to be good. Hey, Black Templar, I love your name. Reminds me of Assassin's Creed. One of the first single-player games I properly got into and completed. The very first one, and then Assassin's Creed 3 was a great game too. I never got into Black Flag, but apparently it had great boats. Oh yeah, I forget. I can also support Lafayette in his war with her. So I'll do that. I'll chuck in some support for him. He's chucked in some support for me. It's a love fest. It's fantastic. I'm over 70, played Civ 1. I can give it a couple of days for one more turn. Love to NX from Canada. That's awesome. Most UI mods are broken with this patch. That is less awesome. But doesn't surprise me, yeah. Mods usually need a couple of days, at least. And of course, they're just working away on passion projects. Like writing a book or doing a live stream or whatever. So I have great respect for what they do. And I'm happy to give them the time to do it. But yeah, it probably takes a while. At least a few days for them to fix it up. Oh, love to NZ. I figured. I was thinking in the back of my mind, James, what's an NX? Many Canadians in the chat today. My love to you, you polite North Americans, you. One day I'll visit your country. Hopefully a summer's day. Oy vey. Okay, let's use the commander for the way it's intended so I don't have to keep clicking every single unit. These guys should be ready to be taken over. Oh no! Oh, I absent-mindedly spent my influence on something else that looked like a good deal at the time. Story of my life. What a glorious mountain range this is. Look at that. From Vadhapura down to I'm not even gonna try. It's a huge mountain range with one little passage that we might be able to sneak through to Wasset. A little bit of trouble down here with their units, but they seem to be defending Olympia just fine. Oh, hell yeah, brother! Let's go! Oh. Man, those trees look good. Have you ever seen more detailed trees in a 4X game in your life? Look at those things! They look better than trees in most FPS games. Warzone, you look terrible. Perfect choke point. Go the Stellaris brain. And it is a perfect choke point too, isn't it? Civilization 7's map generation often leads to long, continuous, and thin mountain ranges like this. One of the small victories, actually, I reckon, for the map gen in this game. It does those, I reckon, better than any other civ game. Because that does tend to be what happens, right? On where plates meet. A little bit of tectonic action going on. 10% production towards wonders. You know it to be true. I have to take it. And we'll squeeze... Oh. Oh. They've got a god tile here. And I'm stuck. I need to refill my glass of water. So I'm just going to take a real quick break. We are at almost 69 likes. Nice! And 100 people watching live at any given time, which is great to see. I'll be back in just like a minute or two. I'm just going to go fill up my water. I won't be long. See you momentarily. Ow. Okay. Back to the gameplay screen. It's terrible when I forget to do that. And we're back. Thank you very much for your patience. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, back to our choke endpoint. It does appear as though I've made a slight strategic blunder. "25% food in towns is far better than 2 food in settlements, I would guess. I'd love it if the game worked it out for me. I'm not going to work it out myself. 50% science towards producing. Science. Buildings is also very good. Stuff the 2 influence. 2 cultural palace has got to go as well. What's better than that? Probably the gold. Or the food, actually. Or the influence, actually. Really anything. I'll put the influence back in. Maybe it's finally time that I get Yeely. Okay. Oh, it's gonna take me 4 turns to get out of here. The greatest blunder of all time. It'd be like if Caesar just walked down a dead-end street and just stayed there. Terrible. Yes. Push her back. Amina. You will regret every decision you've ever made. Three happiness per turn in cities for both leaders. I'll pass. Again, no need to waste our influence on that. We have more important things to do. Like converting this. I've got so much to do with my influence and so little time to do it. Perhaps the monument is actually valuable. The altar I need to get for my wonder production. So we'll place that down. What are we at? 16 turns, 19 and 16. It's not ideal. I wonder if I can get a little bit more production first. The barracks. 5 production out on that farm. We'll smash that down. That'll give us a growth event. I'll use that to get another 3 production per turn by getting a mine online. Try and chain these things together. Saw pit. Do we have a crappy warehouse tile? We do there. It's not really a crappy tile though, but that'll do. Get the productive base online. These are looking a little bit better after that. I think this is the one that I want. Sorry, Oracle. You've been buffed, but I'm just not that into you. Cool. Okay, Chengdu's gonna be happy for a long time. Oh. Are they hoplites? Yeah, they are. So good. I'll rush in and keep trying... What the hell? Trying to fight this commander who's been left by himself. Meanwhile, my slow-ass commander's making his way downtown. Absolute whomper of a garden. Do I need to get rid of a wall? I think I do. Unfortunately. I would really love to build just more wonders, because this patch update, if you're just tuning in, really is all about wonders, as well as smoothing the ages and smoothing your panning as you pan around the map with edge scrolling now enabled in Civilization 7. No. Sorry, wall. I just need more tiles for wonders, and I'm just not that into you. My fishing boats are extraordinarily good, thanks to the completion of this wonder, largely. Ha'amaunga Amaui. They're actually outstanding. I wonder if I can play as Hawaii. I don't think I can because I forgot to turn civ unlocks on. I wish it was default. I really do. This scout is kind of just going to be like a foreign war correspondent. Their role will be to get as close as possible and then just look out. And really, actually, it's kind of redundant because my military units are about to come in and get full vision anyway. But I like it. I could just look out here, potentially. Yeah, all that extra visibility. Really a class act. I think it's time to deploy the dudes. Oh, although they're gonna just get shoved back here. Yeah, nah, that's not a good idea. I actually think we'd let him go first. Because he's my ally, but of course I'm gonna use him for every little tiny advantage I can get out of him. Matt the Maddox. Oh yeah. +1 influence on happiness buildings is definitely better than 2 per turn. For the altars at the very least. Because my sea tiles... Oh, wait, is it just up there? I'm not sure. I'll get the fishing key and we'll find out. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, definitely. 3 production. +2 influence on palace. 2 influence per turn for the next 40% of the age for 4 turns is essentially what that's offering me. I'll take it. And you guessed it, wonder production! Whoa! Looking at the patch notes, what have we got? Oracle done, Petra no good to me, Pyramids probably done already. Sanchi Stupa received quite a buff. It's within the Skilled Trades Civic now, though. It doesn't sound like me, does it? It's neither skilled nor tradey. I can't remember where it used to be, is the trouble. I wish in the patch notes when they say move to skilled trades civic, say that 5 times fast, they would say where it moved from. Because man, I can't remember all that. And we can't roll back to the previous patch to check. Okay, tiles wise, that one looks great. Competing wonder. No! He's building Nalanda. And he's probably going to beat me. Because I've only just started. Maybe I swap to... Bursa. I'll leave it there. And we'll start burning this place down. Where'd the hoplites go, bro? We're actively at war. Don't run away, you coward. And I'm going to be walking in across rivered tiles, and I don't have a force strong enough to invade. But I'll pop the units out here nonetheless. And we'll try and just level up this commander, I suppose. there's a promotion. Very good. Didn't I already buy that? Eh. 2 combat strength for ranged units. Try and lean into our unique. Pew, pew. I'm going to have to retreat next turn. This is a reasonable choke point. If I can get my ranged units set up off the river, maybe back here, which feels like a long way back, but I think the plan is to starve them out. Plus 15% production towards constructing wonders for both leaders. Interesting. I mean, obviously I want that, but I don't really want him to have it, right? 80 influence is very expensive. If I don't give it... Oh, that sucks. Damn, he's really put me in a rock and a hard place here. I think I have to take accept. Now, supporting it would have been better, but the 80 cost is too much. And actually, if you recall, it's going to cost me almost exactly the amount of influence I have to convert this, and I need to do it. So, Sundapura. You will soon be Chengdu's little service town. Monument looks pretty good. A little bit of science out of it down there. Sure. It's really a gold building spot though, isn't it? Eh, it's fine. Chuck an extra Great Wall down for good measure. And the free growth event. Okay. Plan retreat. Starting it early, apparently. The commander's like, I'm not having a bar of this. Out of there. Ooh. Although the scout actually did us wonders, I'm going to come back. I've changed my mind. I'm not a coward. Get in there. Let's cause a bit of extra pain. I'm willing to exchange a warrior for pain and suffering on their empire. Woof. And another, can I get another Wander Pog? Here we have the Oracle. Newly buffed. Now from memory, providing twice as much culture for each narrative event. It was 10 per age, I believe now it's 20. And we get a wildcard attribute. Also of note, as I frantically scroll through the patch notes here to try and find Oracle, where are you? ABCH, there you are. We have plans in the works for this wander, so stay tuned. They added. I wonder what they're planning on doing with this wander. I have to hope it's more buffs, because I still don't think it's all that great. Looks cool though. Looks very cool. Okay, civics-wise, 5 turns for Junzi, which unlocks the Weiyang Palace, and gives me 10% science on the capital. That's probably better than anything else. Let's complete the set. Okay, wildcard attribute, where do you want to go? Oh, the scientific tree is so good. Unfairly good. 10% culture in cities with 1 wonder. Would buff potentially both of my cities soon. Building production is just pretty good though. I have to take that, I think. The masteries ones as well should not be slept on. They're great too. Just like this garden. Shit, do I want another wonder there? Is that too many? Nah, it's not too many. though that tile is extraordinarily good. So I'm going to place it up here, which is also actually a great tile, but maybe not quite as good because it doesn't have quite as much around it. This will let me get another one of the world's greatest antiquity era fishing boats rather. Fishing hut. Stupid ass. My warrior got decimated. And I think you might be next. My ally has completely run away. Oh, so much for fighting together. The wonders look so good in this game, Steel Airship says. Much more realistic proportions, since each tile's meant to look like a diorama. I can't argue with a single thing you just said. And I actually think the whole game looks pretty good. Civ 5 is still my favourite game overall, but I love the way this map looks. I went back and played a little bit of Civ 6 about a week or two ago, and I was like, damn, this game looks old now. It's aged so much. Ugh. A disaster on the front line. It's my fault, but I'm going to blame him. What's our relationship like? It's just sitting right at neutral. Doesn't like the shared borders, but we trade. One, two, three. Yeah. And I'll splash a bit of cash on a merchant here. Idea being, I should have trade routes online a while ago. Oof, Jesus. Look, if you're going to keep running away, I'm going to keep running away too. We'll take the deal though. Great trade route to Athenai. Not a land-based one, though neither of them are, so that'll do. 3 turns away from producing this wonder. I'm terrified I'm going to lose it right on the last turn, but it is a race with our ally to see if we can get there first. Oops. As said once, it rustles my jimmies, great saying, about how things got stripped from 4 for 5, and then placed back in 6, like espionage and bombarding improvements. Kind of a classic story for Civilization over its 30 years worth of development too, isn't it? Each Civ game is always about a third different from the last, and sometimes those differences are just missing things, it would seem. To me, Civ 6 holds up pretty well. 6 and 7 have vastly different styles. Civ 5 is showing its age. It is, though I disagree with you, I kind of like the leadership style of 5. Like, I can't believe that those dudes are over a decade old. I think they look great for their age. Truly great. I don't have a lot of specialists, but this is a great policy if you did. I tend to not build any in this early age. I don't know about you, but even though I can, I just think I'd much rather have the rural expansion for food and lumber. Industry. Production. Whatever it's called in this game. Okay, science or diplomacy. Science all day. Thank you very much. And science on resources. Should give me about 10 per turn. Culture out of our bud. And now we're getting towards the sharp end of things. Angor, what? One of my favourite wonders, but not sure if we're going to get there. Someone's gone down the military route and taken both of those ones already, so that kind of disincentivizes me from going down there. No one's built that one or that one. Wei Yang is mine, and I've actually already got it unlocked, so I don't need to do that mastery. Let's do either philosophy or skilled trades. Probably skilled trades. Civs 4, 5, and 6 are timeless and can be enjoyed on their own at different times. I agree, although I don't really play a lot of Civ 4, would be my only caveat. It's, I think, just a little too aged for me at this point. And 7 will probably end up the same. Scott played so much 7 over the last month after not touching it since launch. And have you enjoyed it? Oh no, I skipped that animation. What did we get? Damn it. I think it was the Bursa. 2 gold, trade routes can't be plundered. All districts in the city that are adjacent to coast are eligible for walls, receive walls. So I got 2 free walls out of it as well. It'll do. Have a quarter with an academy and an amphitheater. Have a quarter with an academy and a blacksmith. That's going to be pretty tough. Maybe in Chengdu that's possible. Academy. Okay, there's the academy. On an outstanding tile. Get in. This place is mine now too. Brickyard looks pretty good. Saw pit. Chuck that down there too. And an altar as well. You know how good that is. It's huge. 12 population. 12 population! Alright, looks like either a food place or a mining place. Other specializations are available. I'm going to take mining. Woof. Oh, woof. A few vegetated tiles here too. We could get that vegetation wonder. I should maybe start focusing on codices as well. Buried slightly later in the late masteries. Or do I want to still get these? What are we on? 68. Actually, I can probably still get some base technologies. Let's go right the way through to ironworking. Feels like a good time to jump in, yeah? Getting locked into the Civ zone. I love it. Old World. Another great 4X game that I forget about from time to time. But it is very cool. Crusader Kings-esque. Academy and Amphitheater. Okay, so I can do that. Queue that up there. 8 turns. That quest will be kind of auto-done, for lack of a better word. Scott, been playing Patch a Cutie. Leaning into the expansion, then pivoting to economic or military. But I've lost the last 2 deity games to AI on science. Goddamn AI deity science. Damn it. Did I take the Wonder Architect? this. Aww. What did I miss? Hey! Success! It didn't even take all that long, Robert. That's a quick bedtime. And what did you miss? You may have missed the conversion of this city-state into a town for Chengdu, and kind of a grindy, ongoing conflict here, which I have no chance of winning or losing. Can I upgrade this guy in his territory? Can you upgrade military units in your allies' territory in this game? Is my question. I hope you can. I was wondering. I was like, society trait. Does he mean social policies? This is the closest thing I can think of. Age of Wonders 4 reference makes far more sense. The wheel. And an ally is at war. I can't keep joining your stupid wars. I can't join that one. I have to stay neutral. This guy's right on my border. Jumping into that conflict. Lafayette. I mean, that would be a disaster. What are you thinking? Honestly. I can't get a city out of her, but I could peace out and say, hey, you know what, stuff you. You're too much of a warmonger. I'm done. Oh, now we're not allies. I can't check if I can upgrade. Ah, the fun we had. Villa for 3 influence per turn. That's a great return. Time for another wonder. Pyramid of Sun, +2 culture on quarters in this settlement. Ageless. Sure. And I think I'll build that first, actually. Stuff the villa. I need more wonders. I will have more! Maybe another great person as well. We haven't built one of those in a little while. Let's chuck one of them in, and then a garden in the city centre. Glory to Developia. This is the trouble with wonders more broadly, Steeliership, right? There's always this competing challenge with needing to get your basic districts online. Which is actually also true in Civ 6, like you say, but especially true here. I find particularly on Deity, I just miss out on completing this cultural goal because of that very phenomenon. Taxes on wine? Absolutely not. Is it time to build a specialist? Almost, but I'd like to keep growing these borders. Yep, let's be allies. Easy way to avoid a war. Just a couple of turns and a solid relationship. Angkor Wat, commerce. Yeah. Getting future civics is going to be a little tricky, but we'll go for that. Ah. It's an easy way to avoid a war. +2 culture on amphitheater and a bonus 20 culture thanks to the oracle, which the event didn't say, but I'm sure I got. Yeah. Just kind of scouting out. That is a huge city. What's mine at? 22. 28. Jeez. Get another merchant. I think there was at least one more trade route available to me. More deals with our bud. More wonder production. And... Right, what do you do? Activate on an army commander. Great. To grant a free promotion. Alright, well, you've got quite the walk ahead of you. Hopefully he'll get it done before the end of the age. Would be great if the AI played different on higher difficulties, not just the bonuses. Yeah, wouldn't it? I don't know, really. I have a bit of sympathy, because I can't imagine it's easy to create competent AI. But yeah. Your point's well taken. Cave Dog! I like watching all the update videos. But you haven't had the motivation to play since Feb. I'm glad you like the vids. And you're definitely not alone there. Not being an ally with this guy's kind of annoying because now I have to sort of... I'm a little diplomatically stuck. I'm gonna have to push my way out. Let's get another great person. I've largely just ignored them altogether, so... see if we can get some good stuff. Aha! Oh, this is a great success. Amina would like to end the conflict, and she's settled a new town that she'd like to give me. Can I have this one? Do I want this? I'm not really in a position to keep fighting. I have no standing army to speak of. I think I'll take this deal. The sands shift. Continue. Bit of a strange reply. Okay, what did we get? Where's this crappy town? Here it is. Menifer. Like the male version of Jennifer. Well, let's get building. Place a couple on the borders like this to grow my borders. That's really the only reason why I've selected those tiles. Cool. Menifer is ours. For really doing not a whole lot, but just a grindy, long-distance war. The cliffside house under the walls. Are we talking about Menifer? This little thing here? That is pretty cool. I like to think there's a sneaky little stairwell that pops out here. Where are we in the world? Pretty far away. Strategically, sort of pinning this guy in a little bit too. Lafayette would like to give me a bonus to wonder construction. I accept your deal. Not a single one to build in the capital. Chengdu is one turn away. Okay, maybe I didn't need that, but it'll do. Get ready for another wonder animation. Oh, I just got the achieve. Complete all milestones in the cultural legacy path in antiquity. I have definitely done that before, but okay. The Pyramid of the Sun. The warrior's blood flowed like water and gathered in pools. Mexica account. of Tox Cattle. I love the birds that come off it though. I feel like this texture could have maybe loaded in a little better, but it'll do. There it is. 3 culture and 2 culture and quarters. So of course I'm incentivized to build more. And I've got a lot of money to do so. Holy cow. We'll get you one of those. A 7 gold per turn market. Looks pretty juicy. You'll take that too. Maybe a great wall? Why not? Chuck one out there just as a... just to stop people coming from this town to get to the big city. New great person. Activate in the capital to add a pop. Okay. Another wonderful fishing boat for me. Immersive birds. That's why I play Civ 7. You feel bad for the devs. They seem like they care about their games, and they were so excited, and now you barely hear from them. Yeah, I always feel a bit bad because they're humans, and people are so mean. Like, just so unnecessarily cruel. Not in an objective way, not in a way where they're criticizing the game, but they just seem to get a kick out of literally just being nasty to people. And I agree with you. They absolutely... I mean, not all of them, because no organization is going to be perfect, but it's clear to me that many of them absolutely enjoy what they do and feel very passionately about it. At the same time, though, to play devil's advocate, of course, that is not a justification. But I agree. Come on. They're just humans. People like you and me working their job. Let's remember to treat them like humans, as critical as we may want to be. Science from specialists, or science from specialists. Ooh. You'd listen to the dev streams for hours at work? Balance changes go over your head because you don't remember what stuff used to do. Yeah, I wish they'd put in the patch notes what things used to do and what they changed them to. Sometimes they do, right? Like some of them are obvious when they say added 1 or changed production from 1 to 2. But then on some of these notes they're like, this wonder has moved to the Code of Laws Civic. And I'd love to know where it was. Where did it used to be? It's hard to judge how good that move is unless I know off the top of my head where everything used to be, which I don't. So yeah, that would be nice, I agree. Colossal Order went radio silent unless they actually had updates. No matter what they said or did, a small minority would scream at them. This is true. And I've been very critical of City Skylines too. But I'd like to think that I wasn't anti any one individual or bullying a person. Goodness. Their comms were also pretty garbled. I would argue there was maybe another thing going on underneath the surface, beneath the surface there, Robert. Because there were a couple of times that I can remember where they basically just said, "Stuff you guys." Stuff you! Our game's good. Which is never a great look. The Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. 8 turns, 3 production. See your wall. I just need more wonders. There's not enough space. Civ dev streams are a good time. Very good time. Okay, activate on the palace to add 3 science to the building from Han Fei. Sure. New trade route online gives us more resources. And there's our, I want to say, 20th. Maybe? No, not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I spend a bit of money, I reckon I can get those. So let's buy another merchant and hopefully trade with Simon Bolivar over here. Ally myself with Lafayette. Deal. Probably to just turn my back on it. Okay, let's get some codices now. See a codice, take a codice. Can't shift click and queue those up, that's annoying. It's a cool spot for a bridge, so I'll build it just for aesthetic reasons. And maybe another wall. Again, aesthetic reasons. Allies at war, stay neutral, alliance over immediately. I feel like we're gonna do this quite a lot. Quite a lot. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! And, Huo... Chubing? Unsure. Gives us a free promotion. Come on, there we go. 3 combat strength for siege units. I'll do it just to get to the end. It's not very good. But we'll take it. Codex, 1, 2, 3, 4. More to go. Economic, looking good. Military, not going to make it. And wonders, of course, actually already done. 10% production towards building wonders. Okay. See a wonder bonus? Take a wonder bonus. One, two, three. I could take that tile. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can't get that. But I probably don't want someone settling there. So I'll just sort of reach out as far as I can to try and ensure that this guy can't squeeze in a tiny little city. Get a unit there. Just as deterrence for the most part. I could maybe actually do a little bit of a land grab here as well. I haven't settled anything in a long time, and there's actually a pretty juicy spot here that no one's taken. It'll be mine. Civics-wise, we're getting toward the end of our tether here. There's maybe not a great point going down the tactics line. Unless I want to get something, 1 settlement limit maybe? Sure. And we'll get a bath on this bridge. What a spot. Pretty neat tile, actually. I like that. Okay, added in the, I think, second last patch update. Maybe third last, I get a bit confused. Is this turn timer. Fixed number of turns before the end of the age, because of course we are approaching the end. Goodness. One argument I never understand, says Robert, never understood, is that the leader has to be synced with the civ. You're the leader. You just need to decide what bonus you start with, no? What do you mean? That the leader has to be synced with the civ. I mean, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm not following. More support for this guy's deals, you betcha. And a cheeky Ford settle. Not really a Ford settle. A land grab. I hear arrows being shot. Where are they being shot? Yeah. A little bit scared that I might get invaded right at the end of the age because this guy wants to get his military points. So I'll quickly grab a fast horseman, some walls, and just pop my way down there. Take the codex. Maybe get a little great wall there. I don't know, it's not very defendable, this territory. Not very defendable at all. Neither is this one. So let's get that some walls and a ranged unit or two. Chuck a random wall there, try and build kind of like a fake mountain range is the idea. Whether it works or not, no idea. There's another codex. Okay, looks like I might have been paranoid about nothing. Either that or my last minute defenses really convinced him to go away. Here's our alliance. Nah, JK lol. I think they mean from the point of view of people who dislike the game. Ah, right. Why many people seem to be bent out of shape that the leader could change a civilization seems like a natural course of history. Yeah, Robert, this is the fundamental underpinning, and I would argue the biggest problem with the reception of Civ 7, beyond anything else. It's that. It's that fundamental dislike of my leader stays the same, but my Civ changes. And also, not necessarily the fact that the Civ changes, but the fact that the Civ isn't historically tied to the leader as well. There's sort of a double whammy going on there for many people. And like I've said many times, it doesn't bother me, but yeah, it does. And I think that they just have to implement a classic mode. It's the only way to give those people what they want. Now, when they get what they want, will they be happy? I suspect probably not. But I don't know. Which is why I usually won't go as far as to say that in a video. Because maybe they will be happy. That's just crystal ball gazing from me. But I would guess that they're probably not, still not going to be happy. And that the problem will morph into whatever is next on the list. But we'll see. Here's a really fantastic looking mausoleum. Look at that artwork. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Sheesh. I think I'll just stick with what I've got. Only a few turns left. Both of these wonders are already built. Commerce maybe for the resource capacity. Science is done. Economy, so close. Military didn't really do a lot of it, but we managed to get one. And culture is done. Cool. So 2 of them are complete. Economic is close. Military didn't really focus on it. Where's that settler? Can help me expand a little bit. Ooh, so a little road. Buy a few tiles to boot this guy out of my place. Walls for the defense, 2. Cool. I think I keep... obviously I want this, but I'll keep going with the land grab idea. Taking this tile. Oh, and then taking this tile. Huge reach out into the open. From Handan. Does the AI still build towns on top of the player? The AI does still love to forward settle, yes. Though, it was toned down a little bit in a couple of previous updates. But yeah, If they can find a spot with resources and valuable land, they will naturally try and take that land. I don't know why that surprises people. The rage against forward settling I never get. Of course they want that land. Would we rather a game where they don't? Where they don't? Come on. I mean, I sort of understand it. Game feel kind of thing. Lots of ways you could have functionally the same mechanics, but call it something different. Yep. Yep. This is the longest war of all time. These poor people. I wonder how his war support is going. How do I check that? I do actually know how to play this game. How do I see his ongoing war? I want that little menu on this side of the screen. I think it's my face. Yeah, it is. Oh, but it's just this one. I'll support him. Chuck him a little token of appreciation. Help him grind away against my my neighbor here. For the first time in the whole game, I'm not going to take Wonder Production because I don't think I have a Wonder that I can build. Yeah. Sadly, the Wonder Production days are over. The Wonder construction animation was way less detailed than in Civ 6. Ah yes, I've seen people complain about this. You're right. In Civilization 6 it's built like Lego blocks, and in this one it's built in, to use their catchphrase, layers. I don't particularly care because it's an animation that only lasts a few seconds, but it is probably not as good. I think there are likely bigger fish to fry, though. And when I say likely, I mean 100%. Absolutely. Make your own wonder like the architects. Oh, the architects. Ah, yes. I actually get that one. Maybe because you put AOW4 in the comment too. Do I want to bowl down a farm for a wall? Okay. The land of hodgepodge wall improvements. It looks so dumb. These aren't keeping anybody out. Come on. I'll get some extra military units so that we're set up, you know, reasonably well for the next age. Huge fan of the commanders, but one thing that irked you in 5 was the Carpet of Doom. Yes. 5 has its irks. It's my favourite Civ game, but it's not a perfect experience, certainly not. And you definitely need the full version of it. It's not a base game like, say, Humankind. It's a game that needs its extra stuff. Not necessarily the extra civs, though. Those are always optional as far as I'm concerned. But the mechanical DLC. Can I remember it off the top of my head? Gods and Kings. And... Nah. The second one is lost on me. The number of times I've said it and read it, I really should know that off by heart. That's almost embarrassing. Iron gives extra strength to my military. Let's accept his alliance and then reject it. You know the drill. 99% of the way through the age, so there's not really a lot left to do. I'll get a wall. No, I won't. My ally is at war. Stay neutral. Activate on a constructible with a great work slot to grant a codex called Tao Te Ching, which grants +2 happiness. Oh, well, it's a bummer we won't get to do that. Next turn. Entertainment and masonry here as we move towards the wrap-up phase. Accept his deal, Future Tech and Future Civic. The only options left. This guy ain't gonna make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus that extra Menifer over to the side. A really good antiquity age with so many wonders. Ah, Vox Populi is a great mod, yeah. And it will be hard to go back. The downside to Brave New World, thank you, Caledonia Interactive. It's actually the most obvious one. How embarrassing. I roll my R's a bit. You do detect a non-North Island R. You do indeed, Candid Cat. Well observed. Well, at least for much of my life. Not all of it. Okay, how did we do? We did fine. Actually, Catherine, look at all this. Woo! Dual Legacies, Great Library, Play Game 3. Plus 15% reduction towards constructing buildings and wonders with great work slots. Cultural attribute node. Huh. That would have been nice. Alright. Off we go to the next stage. Oh, and it's actually 2 o'clock. I might have to end it here. Frustrating that I can't save before I pick the next civ, because I don't really want to pick it just yet. I suppose I do have a save from the last turn, though. I don't have a lot of choices, either. There are 13 civs in this game, but I forgot to turn unlocks on. They should be on by default. So my only choices are really Norman, Mongol, Ming, and Bulgaria. Now, Norman, holy hell, look at all those. Norman is good. Norman will give us our cavalry. We didn't pick Charlemagne, so it's not going to be quite as good as it could have been. Mongols love their horses and their fighting. Maybe not so great for me here. I could, of course, ignore the New World a bit, which is always nice, though. Ming, kind of carry on with the Han theme. 50% science in the capital. Love to see it. Traditions don't lose me science, but other policies do, which is a bit unfortunate. And we keep a wall. Keep up that wall thing. Finally, Bulgaria are our options. Do let me know which one you'd like. One of us! Hey, thanks for tuning in, Robert. For being here for basically the whole time. Enjoy that multiplayer. I hope you win. I don't really love any of these options. I feel it's probably going to be Ming or Norman. Receive medieval walls. Quite good for forward settling. Culture and happiness. Or my own unique wall. Plus 100 gold when using create road. I never do that. And plus 4 strength in a featureless tile. Also kind of hard to get. But Ming is the obvious choice flowing on from Han. Steel Airship thinks Ming. So I'm going Ming. That's it. All you, baby. We're just straight in there. The age transition. Something that, if I was a betting man, which I absolutely am, I would gamble is going to see quite a few more changes over the next few months. Oof. Oh, you play as a team. Because she's wicked competitive. Oh, you didn't say because. Maybe they're two distinct points. That's fair enough, though. And also kind of reduces the friction. Potentially. A good move. A wise move. Okay, it's time for me to pick my legacies and move through into this next age. But like I say, unfortunately, I'm going to have to call this one a day. A little bit shorter than usual. My bad. But nonetheless, a 3-hour stream and a little bit of a bonus one. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to swap us over to the, where are we? Ending screen. Just so that everybody knows what's going on. I would like to say 2 special thank yous. Actually 3. Firstly, 2 from this stream. To Devilish and to Brady Hill. Thank you for your super chats of $1.99 and $10, respectively. I'd also like to give a thanks to somebody whose name, unfortunately, I didn't write down last time, but at the very end of the last stream, somebody gave a super chat, like right as I was clicking end. In fact, it happened so close to the end that I didn't even get an alert here, which is why I can't see your name. I feel it might have been something chaotic. Chaotic something. Either way, if you're out there and you happen to see this VOD or you happen to be here, please let me know, because you didn't get a thank you and I don't even have your name. And I really appreciate the super chat. So yeah, just a little extra thank you at the end there to somebody who is unfortunately nameless. But I appreciate you, my man, I do. Alright, that is us. Will I stream tomorrow? I'm not sure. Let me check the poll results. We had 200 votes. What did you vote for? Overwhelmingly Civ 7. Very interesting. Roughly half of the votes went to Civilization 7. An equally competitive sort of 33, 35-ish% to Endless Legend 2, and very few people want a Humankind game live stream. I mean... Okay. Fair enough. I will, as it turns out, actually just be playing Minesweeper next time. Yep. Alright, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Thanks for checking out this patch live right here. I'll see you next time. Take care.